Thank you, Madam Chair, and again, thank you, members of the committee. I'm always pleased to have the opportunity to address you and talk in favor of my legislation. This year it's 5015, the marriage equality legislation. For those that don't know, it's actually my 11th time putting the bill in out of the 11 years I've been here. And I believe actually it's been introduced 17 times, or at least over the last 17 years. So it's something that's certainly been seasoned over time, and so I think it's ready. You can stick a fork in it along here. But it's a pretty simple piece of legislation, actually. It does basically three things. It is a little different than the previous legislation from, say, 2011 because of the civil unions law that we have in place. So it does three things. One, it does provide equal access to marriage for couples of the same gender. And all those rights and responsibilities that the state offers, obviously not the federal side of the equation because of the Defense of Marriage Act. It merges our civil unions law into that marriage. So in other words, if you've got a civil union, you're going to eventually, as of January of next year, you would be married under this statute if you don't do anything to prevent that. And the final piece is the religious protections. Again, that is language that's, I've also had that language in the past, but it makes it, again, explicitly clear to me the constitutional protections that already exist, that no person representing a religious organization should be required to perform a wedding that they don't want to perform, and no religious institution should be required to have that in their, against their faith or their tradition. So churches and synagogues and temples and anything else that does not want to do that will not be required to do that should this legislation become law. And no person, no priest, no rabbi, et cetera, would also have that requirement. The flip side of it, of course, to me, is that religious protection now we're going to be offering to the many faiths, the many churches and other religious institutions that right now are compelled to unfortunately say no to their members of their parish that can't get married because our state law doesn't is not written in a way to allow them to do that. So I think this strikes that balance on the religious protection question. Because, again, I think this issue's been cooked and you've got a lot of folks that do want to talk to you about it. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. I do want to point out one thing that I was thinking about, which is that it's been 9 full years since Massachusetts has done this. For folks that are trying to suggest that it's we need a little more time, I think Massachusetts has taken care of that for us. We've got lots and lots of members of our neighborhoods, our families, our constituents. I mean, it's everybody. They're all around us, and again, they're the folks that help pick up your mail when you're out of town. There are all these folks here and there and everywhere, and I see no reason why the marriage my wife and I have had since 1997 is any different or would be affected by couples that happen to be of the same gender getting married. I only see positive things out of that, and so I urge the committee to look favorably upon this legislation and to pass it expeditiously. Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Representative Handy. Just before